Hi, I'm Harvey Coblin from Sherpa Software, and today we're going to be looking at Sherpa's latest email and content management tool, ReportAttender. ReportAttender analyzes the content of local hard drives, file shares, email stores, and other forms of electronically stored information in order to classify your stored data by type, such as application data, documents, media files, messages, etc., as well as by age. It's the perfect tool for law firms or litigation support personnel for early case assessment, or for system administrators or consultants to get a handle on the type of data stored in your IT environment. It then provides a summary of your data, both descriptively and graphically, and also allows you to drill down to examine the results in greater detail. Setting up a ReportAttender scan is pretty simple. So let's take a look at how you could go about setting up a simple scan of files using ReportAttender. From the ReportAttender console, we'll first select Create New Project. This engages the ReportAttender wizard. We'll give our project a unique name. For today's purposes, we'll just call this project Test. ReportAttender will also autofill the project file path where the finished project will be stored, but you can edit the file path if you choose. There's also an optional field where you can enter a description of your project. And then we click Next to take us to the next screen. Here's where we define the type of data that we want to scan. As you can see, we have options to scan files and drives, Exchange mailboxes, PST files, or Exchange 2010 online archives. These can be mixed and matched in any combination you choose. For today, again, just to keep things simple, we're going to perform a simple file scan. And again, we click Next. On this screen, we tell ReportAttender where we would like the scan to take place. We have a few options to browse for data, whether it's stored locally or on a network, but I'm just going to use the method that lets me enter a file path directly. So this particular project will just scan one directory on my local D drive. Depending on the type or types of data you select to scan, there will be various additional options to refine the scan further. This would entail things like including attachments within messages or examining the content of zip files or other container files. And we're done. I just click Finish and ReportAttender will go out and do its thing. When the scan completes, we now have a detailed snapshot of the files on our system. By default, ReportAttender divides data into a number of categories: document files, system files, applications, messages, container files, so forth. This particular view we're looking at breaks out the files in these categories by both the file count and size. Then, if we click on one of the categories, we can see more detail on the exact makeup of what falls within the category. We actually see a breakdown by the file extension. This is what I referred to earlier as ReportAttender's drill-down approach. Part of the beauty of ReportAttender, though, is that the product doesn't confine you to just using Sherpa's assignments when categorizing your data. So if you want to include spreadsheets, for example, within application data, fine. If you want them broken out as their own category, knock yourself out. If you want to, say, classify NSFs as databases or messages or application data, it's entirely up to you. It's totally customizable. Now, we've just scratched the surface today on what ReportAttender can do. If you'd like to learn more, visit us on the web or give us a call.